Now then everybody, Travis here again, and today we've got something that you're probably going to be sick of seeing already. Warhammer Imperium. I picked this up from my local newsagent just by chance. I was in there and I saw it. I thought, why not give it a go? And there's a couple of reasons behind this. I'm not going to go to Games Workshop and pay it or anything like that, and I'm probably never going to, well, I don't know. Depending on this, depends on whether I subscribe. Yes, it's paying Games Workshop, and I know all the things that are going along with that, but I have been wanting to build an army to actually play with, because I think I've played probably 3 or 4 games of Warhammer in my entire life. I've painted tons of models, and I never really get to play. And I was thinking about this recently, and because of that, I went out and I bought this as well. I didn't buy this from Games Workshop. I ordered it from an independent retailer off of the internet who posted this to my house free of charge. And now I'm going to do a Alpha Legion army, I believe. I haven't quite 100% decided yet, but I'm thinking Alpha Legion with this. Anyway, that's for later and a different video. Imperium. I don't really know how to play 40k, and 9th edition is completely new to me. So this kind of makes sense, because it says, by all accounts and purposes, everything, your first miniatures, dice and ruler, everything you need for your first game. So if this is the case, and this is really it, this is something that I can throw together quickly and have a test game and see how this goes, and learn to play at home without having to have a massive army. So this is clearly being aimed at people, to bring people into the hobby, to beginners, or like most of us crack addicts, to get more miniatures relatively cheap. Because by the looks of things, by what's in this, from the things I've seen months ago when they released the first 5 episodes and they show you the picture, and what they did with Conquest, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a way to get into this, a way to build an army relatively cheap, and for scalpers to put them on the internet and make some money, which I don't agree with at all. Anyway, let's flip this over, and we're starting off with Games Workshop's prime directive, which is to collect, which is what Games Workshop therefore, they are to sell models for people to collect. The game is an afterthought. Read about Warhammer 40,000 to inspire you as your collection of miniatures grow. Collecting again, once again. Build your forces week by week with step-by-step instructions to assemble your miniatures. Paint your collectibles with water-based paints and quality brushes using easy-to-follow guides. I'll be the judge of that, whether this is easy to follow or not. Play exciting games on the tabletop as you learn, with detailed playthroughs and tutorials. This is what I'm interested in. So as this seems to be going, build and paint the miniatures you get each week, and then try and do a test game to see the different mechanics that the magazine teaches you, and see how easy it is to pick this game up over a few weeks, and then by the end of it have a couple of large armies. So let's open this up, actually have a look what's inside it. Already I'm a bit more impressed than I was when I saw Conquest. The miniatures are in actual Games Workshop grey plastic, but now we can get rid of this big bit of card. Stop shaking my camera on my desk, and we no longer need this. Yeet! Right, already there are things in here. So we've got the ruler, we've got the miniatures, bases, and some dice. So let's get this out, get rid of that. We'll open up the little plastic box. We'll get everything out and get rid of all the rubbish. Yeet once again. We've got 1 Space Marine, 1 Necron. They're on the grey plastic, and I prefer the grey plastic stuff to what we had with the easy to build stuff, and I've just done it in the old Kill Team box, which is the coloured plastic. Yeah, these seem a bit more supple, and they're literally just the multi-part kits that Games Workshop do, and you kind of get used to it. Fancy range ruler, which we have all seen if you've ever bought a starter box set. These are commonplace. These ones got Necron symbols on it. Quite nice touch. 6 dice, still no 6s, always a 1. Free poster inside. So a lot of this seems to be advertising. We've got Primaries Lieutenant, Necron Overlords. Primaries Lieutenants are fearless superhuman officers who lead fellow Space Marines into battle. This is very grand, quite like it. Setting up a narrative to get you really involved in this. Necron Overlords command vast legions of Necrons as they attempt to restore their once glorious empire. And then I think that's about it. This is just mainly advertisement on the back of a poster. Wow, this thing is big. I've got nowhere to put this, which is a shame because it's pretty cool. The Imperial Task Force. This is a thing you add into your binder. Hopefully, what I hope is Games Workshop do a different one of these and give you a different task force, give you a different faction you could look at and get a bit of info on in the future, so you don't necessarily have to paint them all as Ultramarines. That's what I'd like to see. Whether that happens or not, we'll soon find out. There's a little bit of backstory about the Ultramarines and the Imperial Task Force, by the looks of it. Sazarek Khan Phalanx, that's what you're going to build this one. And the Task Force 15 Spearhead. And it goes through all the different types of commanders and veterans, fire supports, all your different units that make up these individual detachments. The War of Ramesses tells you actually where this took place. You've got a little map of the Ramesses system. And, oh, we've actually got a map. We've got a little game map, which is going to be perfect for this tiny table. We've got a Necron themed one. There's some little cutouts on the side. Probably won't do this. I gather these are wound markers, turn markers on the side here, and then a small little thing, which is why you could probably play your first game out of this. Just be a one-on-one. Oh, objective marker. Looks like we've got objective marker placement on this one. You could always add a bit of terrain. So a bit of unfinished terrain I've got here. Just throw that on like that, and another bit like that. You just got a little. Make a little thing. We can start playing a game of 40k straight away. Quite impressed with this. It's going to be fun. Luckily I've got these around. This is really cool. Really like this. Games Workshop, make this into a map, please. So let's have a look. Let's go through this. There's a little introduction in this issue. It tells you what you're going to get. Primaries Lieutenant Wargate goes through everything that he's got. He's a Blade Guard veteran, apparently. Little chart here you can run through. You can give him his own name, and if you can't write one, there's even a little chart where you can roll your dice to pick your name. So let's pick this guy's name first off. First of all, 6. That's the only 6 I've ever frigging rolled. Gaitus Emeratan. And 5, Knight of Ajax. I like that. So that's his name. This is what we're going to call this guy. Oh, and now we can name his pistol, sword, and his shield. So you can actually keep a record of how your very first Space Marine character does throughout all the battles you'll have using 40k Imperium. That's a nice touch, I really do like that. And now we're on to the Royal Warden, Noble Commander. So let's give this guy a name. Because we've got to do it, he's got to be named. Prime Designation. 5, Harkon Hamanak. Harkon Hamanak, so we've named both of them now. Let's do his epitaph chart while we're here. 3 and a 2, Destroyer of Vermin, the Gleeful Eradicator. Woo! Sounds dangerous. Enough rolling dice. I'm already getting into this, and I didn't think I was going to. This is a lot better already than anything I expected. I like naming characters, and I like rolling dice. Apparently, I've got way too excited about this, I think. Then we went into Space Marines, Masters of Mankind. You've got the Emperor Robuti Gilliman, and then some of the different chapters that you could paint. 1,000 chapters, Ultramarines, Hammers of Dawn, Blood Angels, Silver Templars. Look how there's no Dark Angels in the Imperium section there, just saying. And then the Necrons. This is all stuff, if you're going to go through this and read it, you can spend a bit more time than I am. We've got the instructions. Even really basic stuff like where to clip in your sprue, and I really like that because some people might need this, and they are covering every base, telling you to get all your components clipped out, get your models lined up. The actual instructions, these are the same instructions you get in boxes when you buy an actual box of Space Marines or anything else. It tells you what base size to use, and once you've glued it all together, it tells you exactly what base to put it on. Issue 1 paint guide tells you what to do. Which is a bit, I understand this, but most people aren't going to be using this straight away, because if you are buying this, you have no paints. If you are just having it, if you're just going to use this, you've got no paints at all. You're going to follow this step by step, and then play through. And this is where we're back to playing. This is what I came for, and it goes through what type of game it is, what you're going to do. Yeah, I was right, you do need to cut those markers out, objective markers, wound markers, dice, range ruler, all this. So you literally have everything that you need to play the game. First contact, Warzone Rasmus. So there's actually a little narrative behind this. Necron invaders have already begun to transform Megaria into an alien fortress. Across the surface of the moon, the Space Marines battle Necron phalanxes in the shadow of towering Necron obelisks and ruin Imperial factorums. And then we've got a mission briefing. I'll let you all go through this at your own leisure. I'm not going to read it all out. Everything's in here. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I might do a separate video and actually going through this. So, thoroughly impressed with how the magazine's laid out. Everything you get in there. The dice, the ruler, 2 miniatures to start off with, because I believe it was one in the last one, and it's same again. You pick this up and it's $2.99. It's $2.99 in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else in the world. I know it's available in other countries, but I don't know the price. Check your local retailer. Support somewhere local. Don't buy from a Games Workshop shop. But yeah, you've got everything to have a tiny game. You've even got a little board. You've even got, and it's not paper. It's a bit of cardboard. It does the cardboard wobble. And you've got 2 sides. You can mix it up. You can either have the Necron or the Imperium, whatever you want to do. I'd be playing on this one personally. I think this is fantastic. But yeah, all in all, this is really bloody good. And for £3 to get you in 40k, this is an absolute bargain. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I'm going to build these up quickly, show you them built up. So this is what the miniatures look like when they're built up. And yeah, they're really good miniatures. They look so detailed. They are exactly what you'd get if you bought miniatures from Games Workshop and you were going to do it that way. Anyway, so you've seen everything. That is Warhammer Imperium. I am thoroughly impressed. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Especially if you want to see the new studio, because I've changed the video. I was going to put the studio tour out first. If you want to see the studio video, drop a like on this video and let me know. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Travis out. Peace!